today's video, we're exploring the top things that you can do in Morecambe. Now, we've never been to Morecambe before, so we're excited to discover what it has to offer. We'll have some laughter with the lakes, entertain with Eric, and go wild in the Winter Gardens. If you don't know us, I'm Rachel and he's Wills, and we are Postcard and a Pint. Let's get today started with a weather report, if you please. What do you do when it's still raining in Wales, eh, Rach? Give up? Nope, you head on over to England and try your luck there. Hello, Morecambe. Here's hoping you're marvellous. How's the weather here?
Well, we've just arrived in Morecambe. It's well windy, so I don't know if you can hear me. We have no idea what's here. Let's go explore. Come and join us.
You're never happy, are you? At least you're dry. We've never been to Morecambe, so we're looking forward to our day. On first impressions, it looks very pleasant. Ooh, a sculpture showing the Lake District. We'll have some fun here. I'm going to tell you a story about two brothers, Piker Stickle and Harrison Stickle. It is said they were both world champions at Ladies' Crinkle Crags. Harrison Stickle could swallow more, whilst Piker Stickle could tongue more. Now, the sergeant man was not happy about this, and he took fairy steps to raise some hell. He introduced a cocklaw to Morecambe. I'm not touching a raven's crag, said Harrison Stickle, and you won't find me up a dove's crag, proclaimed Piker Stickle. Core, I'd rather cut the grass with a black comb. So after a particularly nasty accident with a brown cove, the cocklaw fell. We do apologise, Morecambe, but so far we're having bundles of fun. This looks interesting. A treasure trove of books, taxidermy, and fat men with beer, our kind of place. Oh dear, and vinyl for days. We're not going to get Wills out of here easily. Great album, and a bit of Wales, Tom Jones in Vegas. What have you found now then, Wills?
I found a load of 80s annuals. I used to have most of these. AC.
This bookshop is a treasure trove of a shop. It's proudly disorganised and you could lose yourself in here for hours. It has over 100,000 second-hand books and all manner of quirky extras. Yep, in your dreams, Wills, you're more chunk. Now that's a book.
The Old Pier bookshop. I think it's my new favourite shop. I could spend hours in here.
And you didn't find Christmas. This is the Morecambe Clock Tower, dating back to 1905. Back in the late Victorian times, not many visitors would have had watches and would use this clock to keep time for meal times at their boarding houses or the time of the shows. What do you think of Morecambe, Rach?
Loving this place. They've even got a whole menu just for dogs.
Anywhere that loves dogs is a winner with us. Morecambe did used to have two piers. Sadly, these were both lost due to fire damage and storm damage. That's not keeping the holidaymakers away today, though. It feels like a very quiet resort, but certainly has everything you need. It's time for lunch, and the King's Arms is looking like just the ticket. All around this lovely pub are pictures of one of Morecambe's most famous, but more about him later. It was food time. Wills went for pie and mash, and I went for sausage and mash, and let me tell you, they are most generous on their sausage allocation. Now, resembling a sausage, it was time to continue our exploring. In the town of Morecambe, you have Morecambe North Beach and Morecambe South Beach. This is the North Beach. It has some sand, but we preferred the South Beach. That's the Morecambe Winter Gardens, and we've got a tour booked there later. Morecambe offers you plenty of arcades, places to eat and drink, and a market, it seems. That looks like an interesting shop, and that looks quite run down. Maybe later. There was an outdoor market just closing up, but our time and money could be better spent.
Well, I couldn't come here without going on the Toofy Falls, could I?
Of course I couldn't. It's the highlight of my day. Looks promising. Change up my money. And look how close the prize is to the edge. Surely you've won.
I lost.
Now, no one likes a sore loser. This is the old Morecambe Promenade Station, built in 1907. It's now an entertainment venue and offers a wide variety in its programme. This is the promenade along Morecambe South Beach. And what's that? A cycle path from Morecambe to Bridlington. 170 miles, you're alright, we won't be doing that, unless it's in a car. That's cute. Now, as you can see, Morecambe South Beach is a lot sandier. The bay at Morecambe boasts the largest area of intertidal sand and mudflats in the UK and can be treacherous if you stroll too far out, so stay close to the town. Now what?
We're going to go explore the Stone Jetty.
Along with the Midland Hotel, the Stone Jetty kind of marks the divide between the North and South Beaches. Let's take a look. The Stone Jetty was built by the North Western Railways in 1853 as a wharf and a rail terminal for both passengers and cargo transport. In the 1990s, the area was revamped as a public area, incorporating public art and games. We loved all of the sculpted bird statues, and also this.
Behind me is the old tidal bell, and when the tide is fully in, the water moves it and it rings, so you know it's a high tide. Will's wanted to go and ring it, but he'd been up to his knees in mud, so he wasn't allowed.
Aww.
In all seriousness, this time and tide bell is here to draw attention to the threat of climate change. No visit to Morecambe should be complete until you've walked the Stone Jetty and soaked up the atmosphere. This is the old station building, complete with lighthouse, and outside it is this large compass with a flock of seabirds at the centre. It might have been windy, but this jetty felt so peaceful and offered spectacular views out over Morecambe Bay and towards the Lake District. It was time to head back as our tour of the Winter Gardens would be starting soon. There's a small fair at the front. The large fair, Frontierland, closed in 2000, which was a shame, but there's something about Morecambe that feels like it's making a real comeback. Stepping inside the Winter Gardens feels like you're stepping back in time. It's a Grade 2 listed building that is slowly being rescued, mostly by volunteers and possibly that bear. Even today there's a place for afternoon tea, a space for dancing and a resident organist. We like to be beside the seaside too, Peter. Well played, that man. But now on to another Peter, our guide for this tour. This building was built in 1897 as the Victoria Pavilion Theatre, and today we got to go to many of the places yet to be restored. We visited the boxes where you went to be seen, just as well because it's a terrible view of the stage. It was great to see the main hall from this angle. See the difference in the railings on these stairs? The more ornate show you've arrived at the circle. The plain ones heading upwards are to the cheap seats, or the gods. As two people who have worked in theatre all their lives, it was fascinating to see this one in its raw state. Here we are in the Grand Circle, reserved for the highest priced tickets, not riffraff like us. This is one of the old theatre bars, and everything is slowly being lovingly reclaimed and restored. In a remarkable story, more than 400 seats which were thought to have been destroyed or sent to Australia turned up on eBay in 2019. Friends of the theatre managed to raise the funds to buy them back. We were led through the grand staircases front of house. What a spectacular place this must have been in its heyday. Then it was up the stairs towards the upper circle, or the gods, where the riffraff belong. This area hasn't been touched too much as yet, but walking out to the upper circle, you can really appreciate the amazing ceiling. With a roof span of 118 feet and a height of 65 feet, it is still one of the largest in the country, a masterpiece of Victorian engineering, and a Victorian ashtray to go with it.
Here we have Morecambe's most famous daughter.
Yes, the late great English actress Dame Thora Hird hailed from Morecambe and made her first appearance on stage aged 2 months, carried on stage in her mother's arms. Many great entertainers have trodden the boards here over the years. This is the gents' toilets, how charming, and these are thought to be the original white tiles from the urinals. Moving on, we need some fresh air. By the way, that door has been added. The original door would have led off the bar. But what a view from up here. They certainly don't build things as they used to. Pop the GoPro over the side and marvel at the age of this place. 1897. Wow. Time to go back through the gents' loos and get more stunning views over the main auditorium. Now those are very cheap seats. I did have to walk with my head on the Wonka lot. I think the Victorians may have been shorter. This is an upstairs dressing room nicely refurbished by friends of the theatre. Then it was down the stairs to the star dressing room. It may not look as nice, but it's by the stage. The higher up the bill you are, the closer to the stage you dress. There's only one more thing to see in this glorious building: the stage. I have to say, I've never seen a wooden grid before. Scary. There were bits and pieces backstage. At least the taller scope looks slightly more modern. This venue has a capacity of 2,500, and back in the day of the British seaside holiday was a busy and vibrant venue, the Albert Hall of the North. Thanks to the onslaught of package holidays and the infinitely better weather in Spain, the building could no longer support itself. One last fact.
For the end of a film, which is called The Entertainer, and it was made in about 1960, the final shots are from the stage of the Winter Gardens looking out as the audience leaves. One of the figures here is Laurence Olivier, the great classical actor, and his future wife, Joan Plowright, who's playing the part of his daughter in this, and she's now Lady Olivier.
Thanks, Peter, for a great tour, and it's wonderful to see how the community has come together to save this remarkable Grade 2 listed building. We'd love to return and see a production here one day. But for now, we'll leave Peter Jetsam playing with his organ, marvel once again at the amazing work being done here, and appreciate all things Victorian. And we'll probably stick our heads through the wooden cutouts. We usually do. We've still got more to see, so it's on to the festival market, and on first glance, it's very pretty. It looks like there's plenty to buy, and there's more stalls this way. If it's high-vis clothing you want, you're in luck. Please don't let that be. Oh, I think it is. Oh, I thought we got away with this. Vinyl and Christmas, Will's favourite cocktail of a market stall. Right, see ya. I'm off. Bye. There's better things to look at, like, I don't know, pick and mix. Oh no, now a DVD stall. We need to exit this market pretty sharpish before Wills finds tat he has to have. It was a good market though. I've got a better idea. Ice cream, and they sound like they might be Italian too. Choices, choices. Now, what are you getting then, guys?
We got ice cream.
That's not what I meant. Review, please, Wills.
This is very good ice cream, very creamy.
And there's another blinder of a food review from Wills. What do you say, Rach?
I love days out, me.
Cracking stuff.
Quick review on that tour. That was so cool. I love places like that. We both love places like that. They're so nostalgic. People in there having afternoon tea. Thinking back to what it would have been, I wish my mum was still alive, because I'm sure my mum will have played that theatre and I'd love to talk to her about it. But it was absolutely brilliant, and it's all funded by volunteers now and the National Lottery. And I can't wait to see it when it's finally back how it was. Ice cream review. It's very nice, very creamy. What more can you ask for?
Another rubbish review. Now there's one thing left to see.
Sunshine, sunshine, sunshine all day long. Bring me sunshine.
Eric Morecambe, half of the genius comedy double act Morecambe & Wise, was born here in Morecambe in 1926. The Morecambe & Wise show ran on the BBC from 1968 to 1977 and was a programme that brought laughter and joy to families across generations with their timeless humour and unforgettable sketches.
He's not going to sell much ice cream going at that speed, is he?
All around the town there are businesses showing how much Eric Morecambe means to this place. The theme tune to the Morecambe & Wise show, Bring Me Sunshine, is an incredible song. It's one of my favourites and makes me think, live life for today and do what makes you happy. For me, that's amusement arcades and Toopy Falls. For Wills, it's old bookshops and Christmas. But as long as we're out adventuring together, then we're as happy as that dog digging in sand. Brilliant. So thanks, Morecambe. It's been a day of nostalgia, reflection and fun. And no rain. So,
From us and Eric, we'll see you back home for a catch-up.
well, we're back and Morecambe & Wise. How nostalgic. It reminds me of Christmas
as a kid.
Oh,
the
Christmas.
Morecambe and
Everything
Wise
reminds me of
Christmas show.
Christmas.
Did you have it on in your house?
Yeah, of course we did.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing.
That and the two Ronnies and Cannon and Ball.
Check them out if you haven't watched that before. Anyway, Morecambe itself.
It was lovely.
What did you think?
I thought it was... Originally we were going to go to Blackpool.
Yeah, we were.
But we didn't in the end. My dad said, no, you've been to Blackpool loads of times, why don't you go to Morecambe? So we did, we went to Morecambe.
Cheers, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. And no, I really enjoyed it. It wasn't a banging place.
No, I think it's a up-and-coming place again. I think, reading about it, I think it's had loads of bad luck. It's lost its piers.
Two piers,
lost loads of funding.
Yeah.
It's lost its fare. But the community have really pulled together.
And that shows in the Winter Gardens.
Yeah, there's something called the Eden Project as well, which I haven't really researched, but it feels like it's coming back. And I think it's coming back as a nice place. It's not coming back as a, not that we don't like Blackpool, as a rill. Yeah, it's coming back as a slightly, I think, more at marketplace. And I know all the people in Morecambe, we've probably missed loads because we literally walked along the front.
We only had a few hours.
We only had a few hours, and I'm sure there's a whole great big town. And if we've missed something really important, comment below.
And we'll go there again.
Go back because we didn't have enough time. It's a massive sprawling place.
I'd like to have spent more time in that bookshop.
I know you would.
I could have spent a good while in there.
And come out with loads of...
Come out spending loads of money on stuff I don't need.
But no, Morecambe, if you are that way and you've gone to Blackpool, you're up in Lancashire, just do go and check it out. And I do apologise, people from Morecambe, about the gag with the lovely art installation of the Lake District. Couldn't help myself. Really pretty.
Done too many pantos.
But no, you look across at the Lake District on the opposite coast, and it shows you all the different peaks, crags and peaks and crinkle crags and all that.
Crinkle crags, yeah.
Right, we're going on too much now.
Cockville or whatever it was.
Yeah. We will say, if you like this video, we'd be really grateful.
That would be really good. And if you could hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to get more rubbish videos like this.
And leave us a comment, all the things we missed in Morecambe.
Do you know what?
What?
It wasn't raining.
It wasn't raining.
I think that was the first video we've done in ages where it wasn't pouring down with rain.
We left Wales because it was raining in Wales.
Yeah.
So
anyway.
As we say, in postcard and a pint.
Cheers to the good times. An Eric Morecambe gag for you now. I always take my wife a cup of tea in the morning in my pyjamas. Is she grateful? No, is she, Ek? She said, why can't I have it in a cup?
Oh.